Hello, and thank you so much for your interest in Vanderbilt University. My name is John Palmer, Associate Director of Admissions. I work with students in the western part of Tennessee and a few counties in northern Middle Tennessee. And on behalf of Vanderbilt and the Office of Undergraduate Admissions, we are delighted that you were interested in Vanderbilt and interested in learning a little bit more about how to apply to Vanderbilt. Please know that we are here to help you at any point throughout the process. You can find all of our admissions officers listed on the website and always reach out to us with any questions that you may have. At Vanderbilt, we are a highly selective institution and a high volume institution, meaning we receive a large number of applications every year, and we do have a small number of spots to fill them. However, I'll spend the next few minutes giving you a sense of how we evaluate applications, what we're looking for within the admissions process, and share some of those statistics with y'all as well. First, it's important to keep in mind that we employ a holistic admissions process, meaning we're taking a look at everything within your application file before making a final admissions decision. There are a lot of factors that go into the college application, and we want to make sure that we are weighing all of those fairly and properly when we are reviewing an application. Here on the screen, you'll see a handful of bullet points of some of those factors and items that we'll keep in mind within your application. Again, keep in mind that this is within the context of a holistic admissions approach, meaning we are looking at all of these factors as we're considering and evaluating an application. First off, academic achievement. This gives us a great sense of how you would perform within the classroom at Vanderbilt. When we talk about academic achievement, I'm really mentioning two things. Number one, what types of courses did you take within the context of your high school? And number two, how did you do within those courses? We love to see students who have challenged themselves inside the classroom. So did you take a really challenging curriculum within the context of your high school? That's an important factor. We know there are many different high schools in Tennessee, all offering fantastic things to our students. So keep in mind, we are not comparing your courses to courses that you may have taken at your rival high school or a high school on the other side of the state. Rather, we are thinking about what's offered at your specific high school and how did you take advantage of those challenging courses. And then part two, did you do well within those classes? We do want to see students who have kind of a both and here. So they took the challenging courses, but also did well within those classes. Also in this world of academic achievement are standardized test scores. We are test optional at Vanderbilt, meaning you do not need to submit a test score to be considered for admission or for scholarships. Please know that when we say test optional, we truly, truly mean it. We have a large number of students who will apply and get admitted as test optional students. So applying test optional is not a so-called red flag on your application. We know there are a variety of reasons why a student may not be able to submit a test score or may choose not to submit a test score at the time of applying to Vanderbilt. To give you a sense of whether your test score should be submitted and whether it would enhance your application, please take a look at our website where you will find some averages on the ACT and the SAT for this past year, and let that help guide your decision on whether you should submit your test score or whether you should apply as a test optional student. Next, letters of recommendation. We need 3 total, 1 from a counselor and 2 from teachers in your high school. We would recommend that those recommendations come from counselors in your junior and or senior year and within your academic core courses, but that's just a recommendation, not a hard set requirement. You know your high school academic history best. So if it is a teacher from freshman or sophomore year or from outside of your academic core courses that can speak to you best, fantastic. We would love to see it. Just keep in mind, we need 3 letters total, 1 from a counselor and 2 from teachers. Next up, the writing portion of the application. We do have the personal essay. We use those common application questions that you'll find on the common application itself. We also have 1 additional short answer response that is required. It's nothing too laborious, about 250 words or so. Helps us get a sense of how you see the world, how you think, how you learn, those types of things. We love the writing portion because it's where you're speaking directly to the admissions committee. So we always love the writing portion of the application. And finally, but incredibly important, all of the extra stuff, your extracurricular activities, leadership, engagement. When we are admitting a student to Vanderbilt, we're not just admitting them to sit in the classroom and learn, we're also admitting them to be a part of our campus community for the next 4 years. I get a sense of how you would be as a community member by looking through these sections. How do you spend your time outside of the classroom? How are you engaged with community with other people? How do you take care of others? What are your passions? What are your hobbies? And know that we have a really broad definition of what leadership and engagement looks like. Maybe you're really involved within your school, within your faith community. Maybe you have significant family responsibilities at home. Maybe you have a part-time job. Maybe you have a leadership role within that job. All of these are examples of things that we would love to see in your application, just ways that you're showing leadership and ways that you're showing engagement. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we are a high volume, highly selective institution. And here on the screen, you'll see some of those numbers for this past year. So you'll see for fall 2023, we received just over 46,000 applications. Just over 6% of those students were admitted to Vanderbilt. Our incoming class every year sits about 1,600 students or so. So that will give you a little bit of a sense of what our incoming class will look like. So if you do decide to apply to Vanderbilt, please keep in mind there's one other decision you need to make, and that's which decision plan you want to apply into. We offer 2 different rounds of early decision and 1 round of regular decision. Early decision is a binding agreement, meaning if you apply early decision to an institution, that is your #1 institution. If you are admitted to that school, you are committed to attend for that upcoming year. So if you're thinking of applying early decision to an institution, I encourage you to think about it as your best fit 3 different ways. It's your best academic fit. You like what they offer. You like the way they set up classes and courses, all of that. #2, it's your best community or social fit. You enjoy the residential experience. You enjoy the offerings they have outside of the classroom. And #3, it's your best financial fit as well. The best way that you can get a sense of your financial fit to an institution is by doing a net price calculator on the website. We have 2 of them. One of them is a little bit lengthier, takes maybe about 40-45 minutes or so. It's great for you to do with your family because it'll give you a really, really good estimate of total cost to Vanderbilt for that upcoming academic year. So that'll give you kind of the final number, so to speak, for the purposes of applying. Now, if all of this sounds like way too much commitment, no worries at all. Maybe you love Vanderbilt, but we're a top 5 school, not top 1, all good. Consider applying regular decision. That allows you to keep your options open to other institutions. If you are admitted, it's a non-binding offer of admission, and you then have until May 1st to let us know, are you coming to Vanderbilt or will you attend another institution? You'll notice the deadlines right in the very middle. Early decision 1 deadline is November 1st. Early decision 2 and regular decision deadlines are January 1st. And you'll see corresponding notification ranges on the right-hand side as well. Also, we do offer a sizable amount of merit-based scholarships, considering the size institution that we are. It's still a really competitive process for those merit scholarships, but we welcome any student to apply for merit scholarships. There is a separate application for merit scholarships due by December 1st. So please make sure that you're submitting your application for admission in a timely manner so you can then access the merit scholarship application and submit it by December 1st. So just make sure that you're kind of keeping those ducks in a row, so to speak, as it deals with dates and deadlines. I talked about money a little bit earlier, but want to share just a quick second of our financial aid program at Vanderbilt. We are lucky to have one of the best financial aid programs in the country. It's called Opportunity Vanderbilt. We make these 3 large commitments to our students. #1, we are need blind for U.S. citizens and eligible non-citizens, meaning we don't take a look at a family's net worth, income, status, anything along those lines as a part of the admissions process. #2, we commit to meeting 100% of your family's demonstrated financial need. What that means is when you go to fill out those financial aid documents, for us, that's the FAFSA and the CSS profile. It'll chunk out a number. Let's say that it says your family can pay $5,000 towards your college application, your college education. We're saying whatever the rest of that gap is, let's say it's $85,000, Vanderbilt will cover that in full. And to point number three, there are no loans within the financial aid package as well. So any money you receive from Vanderbilt is free money, essentially. It's a fantastic program, and we recently enhanced it to showcase that any families from a household with an income of $150,000 or less are guaranteed a full tuition scholarship to Vanderbilt. Again, how do you figure all of this out? It's by doing that net price calculator on the website. Now, if your family has an income threshold above $150,000, no worries. We still have a sizable amount of need-based aid available for you. Again, I encourage you to do that financial aid calculator, that net price calculator on our website, but you'll see some general ranges here on the screen to give you a general sense of what type of funds that your family may qualify for. I hope that this has been helpful in giving you a sense of how to apply to Vanderbilt. If you have any questions, please reach out to our office and let us know. But other than that, we hope to see your application soon and anchor down.